What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Very last Freaky Friday of the regular season. Rich Clark, BGC, what's going on, my people? I'm gonna really fighting back like some sentiment already. It's the warm and fuzziest show in MLB anywhere. Until we walk you over to the pit, boop, you catch the boot, and down you go. Welcome to 300. Grab the spear, grab your shield, join the phalanx, where we give the books nothing and take from them everything. I am your host, John Laghezza. At John Laghezza on the Bird app, formerly known as X. Strike that, reverse it. My man, Mr. Cooper on the ones and twos. Hat tip. Never missed a day. I counted. 125 episodes later, we are still here, going strong. Buck 25, baby. I'm on my third season without missing a day. And right, if you're going to brag, you do it on the last day. And I think we're going to be doing lessons aplenty. Availability is a monster ability, people. Let me tell you something. Best thing you could do, show up to work. Just get there. As somebody who has supervised and run work, I can tell you there's nothing worse than the people that don't show. Best worker that doesn't show, it just drives you nuts. You'd almost rather have a schlep there every day. Let's go get it. Nuance and context pouring out your nose when you roll with us, man. Big Johnny Stud. You can follow along with the baseball data if you'd like. It's all free. I posted on Twitter. The Google Doc is wide open. We are smoking hot. I haven't missed a freaking pick in days. OPMG, what's going on? 3 parlays in a row. We're going to wrap this with a lesson and get into the games. Something really important. And again, I have to take like a lowercase L. So we're 3 days into the donkey parlays, just kicking ass. So, first day, clean hit, lovely. Next day, we have Tigers and Scooble. They're up 4-0. That one gets postponed until the next day. We have to eat it at 4-0. They win 8-0. We get Ugatsa. Yesterday, this is one of the sickest things ever. Let me not bury my own lead, so I don't forget this time, Jay. Read the rules, man. Read those house rules. I'll tell you, you watch a baseball game, they almost always say once every day, you watch a baseball game, see something you never saw before, eat that something, Bill. And it's the truth, right? Betting the same. So, long story short, yesterday, we were waiting on a Marlins money line. Okay. I'm not even going to get into my fantasy woes. I won't be getting to my fantasy woes. I needed a win. I had Luzardo and I had Peters. They both went at least 6. They both had like freaking 10 Ks when it didn't need it, right? No, 0-0, of course. Anyway, 0-0 down to the very end. Mets score bottom 8. Marlins turn around, score 2 in the 9th. Oh, better be lucky than good. And then the rain hits. And you might even be able to hear it. It's pouring here, not crazy. New York City's drenched. My kids' school is flooded already. We already got emails. And my email box starts blowing up. What's going to happen? We're seeing people talk about it on Twitter because the Marlins, critical game. Of course, I haven't. I hate to pretend like I remember this stuff. I'm not that smart. Marlins currently in the 3rd wildcard spot in the National League with 82 wins. The Cubs also have 82 wins. They're a half a game back because they have 1 more loss. Now, let's learn something together. What did I learn? The rule for the major leagues is if you're past the 5th inning and an inning is complete, it ends. We know that. If the game gets called, where the home team is either at bat or hasn't bat but is ahead, also a game. In this case, where it got called in the top of the inning, where the trailing team took the lead. This is nuts. They refer back to the inning before and count that as the score. But the thing is, generally they would call the game. So some books have it in the verbiage. If the game is called, then we revert it back. So you had those people. I was playing offshore with some free roll cash. My bookie just scratches out, which I kind of like. Listen, sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. I just like that it's crystal clear, and that's it. If the game gets called or doesn't finish, of course, if it's an official game, those count. But if any of these wonky, weird, canceled before 4 or canceled at the end, but whatever, they just scratch it out. So I marked it as a win because I got the win not on the Marlins, but I got the win on the parlay, 2 of the 3, cut the odds in half, or recalculate or whatever. Getting hit up today that some people got graded as a loss. I told them to check it because it was going around social media that it was going to count. Some people were saying they're going to have to replay it, which they do. So that would supersede the rule of being called. It's not a Mets win. You have people saying they need to restart the inning because the field is, just total insanity. From what I understand, those teams traveled today. They're of New York. They have to come back Monday to play an inning of baseball. Wacky times that we live in. So only way to finish this show up, right? With like totally confused MLB throwing monkey wrenches at us. But just to give you an idea of what's going on, right? The lesson to learn, read those house rules. If I have a choice, I would always prefer to, get my scratch, because to take a lead in the 9th and eat a loss on the bet, that sucks. Oh my God, sucks. I hate to say it's not fair. Life isn't fair. You know what I mean? And I'm here trying to give you the good stuff that matters. The real lessons, man. That sucks, man. That's the type of stuff that'll tilt you out. All right, let's get into the games. We're going to just fly through them. You really should not be betting today. I'm sorry, people. I mean, today is the day for toilet parlays. Next time you're on the toilet, you fire off a 10-legger for $1, and you look to take, your special someone or kids or yourself, out for something to eat. I'm telling you, don't even bother. First up, Miami Marlins and Ryan Weathers, apropos, I guess, on the road. In Pittsburgh, I got Quinn Priester. This one is not listed. Neither starter is listed. The Marlins are heading down the pike into a, playoff race. And the starting guys, like, off the street. Weathers, I only know he hasn't pitched in a month because he has a blank spot in my last 30 days. Weathers has a 7.3 ERA, Priester 7.8. Both have a 1.65 whip or worse. Both have a 5.6 K minus walk ERA or worse. Both have a Sierra of 5.4 or worse. Both have an 11% walk rate or worse. Both have a 39.5% ball rate or worse. Both have a 30% chase rate or worse. Stop me when you hear something you're ready to bet on, right? Leave this one alone. I know we were talking about betting on the teams that want to win. So you could probably twist my arm into a Marlins play. But Lord alive, man, Ryan Weathers, God, the Marlins and the injuries just ridiculous on the pitching side. Has anybody seen Trevor Rogers? Where is this guy? Crying out loud. I thought we were getting back 6 different times this year. William Craig, what's going on? If the game doesn't impact the playoff positioning, it will end 1-0 Mets. Excellent point, my friend. Excellent point. Again, sharpest. The comment section sharper than me, but whatever. I mean, I'm round, so I don't have edges. So you're correct, William Craig. Again, thank you for that. Was the bow that really belonged on top. I appreciate you, man. I really do. All the people out there still contributing. If watching this show at the last day of September, there's probably something wrong with you. Love it, man. Love it. One of us. We're off the rails today. I don't even care. Right? It's late. That's it. It's like the substitute teachers in. I'm trying to dissuade you from betting today. So just leave that one alone. Again, if Weathers is not the guy and the Marlins decide to kind of all hands on deck it, maybe we can get back into the Marlins. Pittsburgh getting ready to just pack it in. And the Marlins are hitting too. This is ridiculous. I can't believe it. Sometimes I feel like these teams don't deserve to get in. 293 team batting average, 865. Team OPS, single digit KBB, last 500 plate appearances, 134. WRC plus, the Marlins could not get it done. Although they might turn around and say, hey, well, we scored 2 runs in the night. Dude, what do you want from me? So just, it couldn't have ended any crazier. Keep an eye on the Marlins, I guess. Next up, who cares? Cal Quantrill and the Guardians, -110 against Joey Wentz, -105. And the Tigers, who cares? Both with a 5 ERA. It's just ridiculous now. We're rolling out the withered husks of, once professional pitchers at this point. It's not really to mash these guys. Quantrill, again, with the sub-2 ERA last 40 days. His xFIP and Sierra both at 5.5. There's really nothing here. So I don't care about this one at all. I don't know what we're going to get. Again, you almost have to like talk to me why you're betting on these things. Now, if you were, Tyler, see what's going on, man. If you were to tell me you go like over or nothing, all right, man, I'll let you go. You know, my man will see says Johnny. Listen, these guys stink. I think we're going to get some offense. All right, fine, I'll give you that. I guess what I should have said is don't bet on any of the pitching. And what I would also say to the hitting side, guys and girls, the lineups, it could be crazy. So again, we spent the entire year being disciplined, trying to bet on things that matter, analytics plus positioning and price, and this is just not it. So we have a couple. I have a couple. I promise. I have a couple. We're going to bet on the teams that matter. Next up, who cares? Nick Pivetta and the Red Sox on the road, plus 115 dogs against John Means Business. Blackbirds with orange vest. Now, this one actually interesting to me. Believe it or not, this one's actually interesting. Baltimore wraps up the division. That's a lock. They have the clinch, best record. That's a wrap. So that also means Tampa Bay is locked and doesn't care, right? We're trying to think down the line also. What I wanted to get to was number one, Nick Pivetta. Italian-American. This guy is a freaking bulldog. He is not taking off, okay? And he's been lights out, and he is a GD competitor, okay? Means is just coming back. He only has 20 innings left. So I don't think they're going. There's been so many pieces to this before you, and it's easy to say, who cares? You know, leave it alone. But where I think there might be, if you wanted something, there might be something to the F5 under. Is Jack posted, Jay? One better. Is it at 5? If there's an F5, U5, Boston, Baltimore, we want that. If not, I don't think so. No, it's really heading towards the under 4.5. You know, we could probably get. Like, that's probably where I'm at. But, man, I think that maybe, I wonder if that's the move. The indicators, though, just hate Means because he gave up home runs really quick. I just don't feel like pressing. Jay, don't even bother. We'll do the parlay with the guys. I just can't get myself there. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You know, and again, it's just if a guy's not sharp, he's coming right out. I don't know. It's very hard for me to sink my teeth into these things. Again, right? We work so freaking hard. All right, next one. Good news for the Blue Jays. Aaron Savale and the Rays in town against Yusei Kikuchi and the Bluebirds. Again, Rays done. You know, 97 wins. They're firmly stuck in that 4 seed. I don't know. It's going to be the Renee Pinto show. You probably get all the subs. You might not even get Savali. Remember, the rotations were based on competitive theories. The Rays were trying to chase the O's. The second that stuff comes off, all of a sudden, skip. My finger hurts. You know what I'm saying? Kidney stone's moving or something. Like it, you know. I just asked me to fall in love with this one. If you wanted a piece of the Jays, that's probably the move. They actually didn't end up on my ticket because I guess it didn't dawn on me that the Rays might be out. 145 for the Jays seems pretty good. They've been hard to back because the offense has just been terrible. Jays offense 83 WRC plus, less 500 PAs, 290 OBP, 216 batting average. Again, too many ground balls, but no one's going to outdo ground balls like the Rays. 49% ground ball rate. I must be doing something true. My nose is itching like crazy, right? Isn't that like a good sign? I'm about to get lucky or something. Sorry. Anyway, I guess if you like Toronto again, they're pushing. Toronto 88 wins in the second wild card slot. However, you know, Houston's in the third at 87. Seattle on the bubble outside looking in with 86. So it ain't over yet. And none of those teams play each other. Texas, bad news for the Jays on that front. Texas has Seattle. Houston has Arizona. You know, Houston probably going to beat up in Arizona, although they have Gallen tonight. So there's a lot of good stuff going on. This is really cool. This is what it's all about. So again, I guess you can get with the Jays since they're going to be pushing. The Rays will probably have their foot off the gas. Next up, Taijuan Walker and the Phils, minus 120. Favorites against Tyler McGill and the Mets. Again, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Just don't know what we're going to get. Okay, Phillies in the first wild card spot that is clinched with nowhere to go. Phillies have nothing to play for. So that's a wrap for them. Mets have been playing it out. You know, they played the Marlins tough. You know, they're not going to pack it in. Also, McGill's been pretty good as of late, if I'm not mistaken. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing starters rest again for the Phillies. Maybe they go a couple innings. I honestly don't know what we're going to get. That's kind of what I've been leaning on is the playoff teams are going to get their starter out there just to keep them on routine and then pull them early. And if you know you're only getting one time through the order or something, I'm not really betting F3s right now. So I'm just leaving it again. Are we even breaking these things down? I don't know. Phillies offense was doing really great at the beginning of the month. They've kind of struggled down the pike. It's been a rough go, too many ground balls, but lots of barrels, lots of home runs, and they're stealing bases. Edge to Philly on offense. Mets offense kind of terrible. This is really hard to get into. I just want to make sure I don't skip any of the ones that do matter. I think I got a 3-legger up today. Next up, T-Dub and the Nats on the road against Alan Winans and the Braves. Okay, see, I actually heard, I guess I should say I saw some online cappers saying like this is the time to get behind the Nats with the price because, you know, the Braves are packed in. I don't know if I'm buying it. Braves pitching, not necessarily like set. So this almost feels like the means thing, where we're not talking about a pitcher with 190 innings where you kind of want him to let up. Not saying let up, you just want to rest him. That's what I mean. But Winans doesn't have the innings, and again, I wanted to filibuster my way over. Right now, the Braves rotation is Strider, Elder, Smith, Shawver. I mean, I'm not sure of Morton's status. I think it was a finger. So even let's call. I'm not. Let's say he's fine. They're in trouble. The Braves. I know they mash. The bullpen's falling apart. Can't afford to have bad starting pitching. That's how you get ousted. So my program loves Alan Winans. 4.3 ERA, 1.37 whip. Not great, however. Everything else just flashing. 3.5 xFIP, 3.8 expected ERA, 3.5 Sierra. 27.5 K to only 5 walk. That's 22 K minus BB. 31.5 CSW. 31 ball. 6.5 barrel, 1% blast. Less than 3/4 of a home run per 9. Also, lighting up all the indicators right around 3.25 or less last 40 days. Winans is going to be pitching for a playoff spot. The Braves' backup offense is still better than the Nats. Just be careful with this one. I'm not ready to push in chips because again, you're not getting any kind of break. All right, I think Winans is going to pitch competitively. He's minus 280. It's ridiculous. I'm not doing it. No, we're not doing it. If the Braves had to win, different story. Other than that, no way. Absolutely not. So just something to keep an eye on. Next up, Padres out of it. Nick Martinez on the bump, minus 140 favorite against Dylan Cease and the White Sox again. Not only do we not know what we're going to get from the Padres, who get just really quick on them. You know, it's funny. People just dogpiled like the hell out of them, and I get it. Supremely disappointing. Like, yes, understood. However, plus 97 run differential right now. It's like third best in the American League or fourth best in the American League. And if you've been, not under a rock or listening to any kind of baseball media, I think it's 0-12 in extra innings. Yeah. The way that we talk about underpinnings, the stats that matter, understanding inputs greater than sign outputs. The run differential and that together, dude, you should not be worried about this Padre team. Like, they're going to be just fine. And again, if we were to even split those, they split their extra innings games, which is perfectly cromulent. New addition to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, by the way. The Padres would be at 85 wins and would have leapfrogged Cincinnati, Chicago, Miami, and Arizona into the second spot. And who knows by how much, because I'm not sure what of those 12 games we're against who. So again, easy to dogpile the Padres. We run this exact season back, they get back. They're in the playoffs. And then you have to deal with this offense that's rocking right now. I don't know what we're going to get because they're out of it. That's a different universe. You also know whenever Cease gets on the bump, there's a possibility that he gems the hell out of you, right? Yes, he's had control problems. We get it. Anybody that paid up in fantasy has a wealth on their ass. Like, I get it. I actually am very lucky because I was one of the people that I really figured he overperformed last year, but I did think maybe he wasn't as bad as some people were trashing him for. Again, we've seen, the whole thing was a walk rate. How's Blake Snell doing with a 14% walk rate? He won the freaking Cy Young. You know what I mean? So that was my issue. He has a 10% walk rate. Well, it doesn't matter. But it's not a non-starter. And Cease last time out, 7 innings at Boston. No walks, no earned, and 11 Ks, right? So, again, we know this guy flashes. You got to just leave this one, another one. Just leave it alone. Next up, Yankees, out of it. Carlos Rodon, minus 145. Favorite on the road against Jordan Lyles. I don't even know what to make of this. You got to like the Yankees. Royals are terrible, and they're done for. Lyles is trash. Though the Yankees are out, I think Rodon is still giving it his all. Guys with these tremendous contracts, when they feel they've disappointed, and he's been pretty good lately, I would not be surprised if Rodon gives it all. I'm serious. So, whatever you thought he was going to give you in the most competitive game, 6 innings, even, I honestly think you can get 6 full. So, again, just be careful with the, weird, I say bad chalk. What's the opposite like bad? I don't even know. Bad dogs? Bad dog. So, bad dog. I think Kansas City, bad dog. But I can't bet the Yankees. Next up, Twins, locked in. Nobody cares. In cores, double nobody cares. Minus 190 favorite against Ty Blah, and the Rockies. Ryan, the indicators love this guy. 3-4 expected, 3-4 Sierra, 24 KBB, 67 first strike, 38 O swing. Love Joe Ryan. He went through that struggle, and people were like throwing this guy into the bus, and I just wasn't buying it. He's corrected course. I think he'll be fine, but I don't think you're going to get more than one time through the order. I'm pretty sure the Twins have done that this entire week. I think Pablo and Sonny just went a little bit, so you can't pay the juice plus you're in cores. This would be ridiculous. Next up, let's bet on something, Jay. It's the Cubs. Kyle Hendricks, minus 110. We'll take him on the road against the Beer Makers and Colin Rea. Again, Chicago just playing for something. That's what I got. The Cubs on the outside looking in. They're technically the 4th, wild card, but they have the same amount of wins as Miami. So that's why that game against the Mets are so important. But again, like Will said, we'll see. Cubs win today, tomorrow, and Sunday, and Miami doesn't. It won't matter. But just to give you an idea, this thing is close to me. As a Toyga. It is tied, baby. So Cubs playing for it all. Brewers have it wrapped up at 90 wins, nowhere they can go. Again, Colin Rea, not very good. Kyle Hendricks, who I don't love. Again, we know what he's capable of, which is 4% walk rate, 29 CSW, because he gets called strikes over, 31 hard hit, right, and a shit ton of ground balls. 45.5 ground ball Kyle Hendricks on the season. So I think that's a determining factor for me here. Give me the Cubbies. And again, we're not playing straight. This is all parlay stuff. We get them all. We don't get them all. C'est la vie. Although, again, for any of the strict bettors out there, if you're still trying to be... Again, if you're a strict bettor, I would implore you to just not play today. But if you don't parlay, because you do think it's stupid, and I can't really disagree, for minus 110, you could play it straight. I'm not going to, because today is kind of ridiculous. So give us the Cubbies over the Brewers that don't care. And I think maybe more important than anything, where that kind of manifests a lot of time is the bullpen. These guys have been getting taxed. Those guys are getting arrested right now. Maybe you see a guy, star to get a batter or two to get some live pitches, but even that I may be surprised. Managers want those guys fully rested, max effort, ready to get more than 3 outs if necessary. So give me the Cubs to beat on the lonely Brewers. Next up, it is our Reds and Brandon Williamson on the bump, minus 110. I don't know. I guess it's, what do you even call it? It's like even. The Cardinals also minus 110 at home. It's Jake Woodford reserve. He's had a rough go. 5 ERA, 1.7 whip, 890 OPS. Let's go get him, Jay. Add the Reds to our ticket, please. Well, the indicator is just disgusted with Woodford. He's a +6 expected ERA, double-digit walk rate, 39 ball, 50% hard hit rate, double-digit barrel, 360 expected WOBA on the season, all the stuff we generally go after. Williamson has been okay. It's a bit of an up and down season. He's corrected course a little bit last 40 days. He's going to have to get the control, under control. Hi-oh, look what I did there. Reds offense starting to hit. Man, I really hope they make it. They're super exciting. And again, they're starting to get it going. You got all the young bats in there. I love to see that the underdog team really hot earning the spot more than I like to see the team stumbling and backdooring their way in and getting knocked out. Hunter Green is back, looking electric. He's a game 1 starter. So anyway, back on our Reds here. Hopefully we get the better side of Williamson. St. Louis with a 294 WOBA against lefties last 30. 68 WRC plus. It's a 207 batting average and a sub 600 OPS as a team. Last 500 plate appearances. 50% ground ball rate. Yikes. 5.5 barrel. That ain't going to do it. Ain't going to do it. But if the Reds are going to win, man, we're going to need that bullpen. It has been awful. Again, complaining about my fantasy team once more. Alexis Diaz, was great. One of the better picks all year. I thought he was electric, and I thought he'd be the closer all year. I was right. But we mentioned young guys never having had a 162 game on the ledger. Oh, man, he's running out of gas. Cincinnati bullpen, really rough. 5.5 ERA, +5 Sierra, 165 whip, 13% walk rate. Why are we backing these people? Because hopefully we were up by enough runs, man. Hopefully we're beating up Woodford. So throw Cincinnati in the bucket. There's a hole in my bucket. Dear Liza. All right, next up, Elephants balancing on beach balls. Ken Waldichuk, +125 dog against Chase Silseth and the Angels. It's time to get serious for the PSA people. You're betting on this. Dear God, help you. Seriously. Please. If you find yourself betting on the Athletics and the Angels at this point, Ken Waldichuk versus Chase Silseth, please reach out to me. I'll give you my phone number, and I'll talk you off the ledge, man. Jesus. Help us all. Ken Waldichuk, it's been gross. I do like Silseth. He has really struggled as of late. He was flashing. Okay, so again, all kidding aside, if you're into deep fantasy leagues and stuff like that, he's a name to circle. He'll be part of the Angels bullpen rotation going forward. But I think this year he's just had it. 5.4 ERA last 40 days, 5.5 Sierra, 5.5 K walk ERA. Waldichuk's been okay, but really struggled on the road. He has a 6 ERA on the road. Silseth's been good at home, but it's impossible to back the Angels because the offense, some of the worst offensive numbers. I mean, this is sick, yo. Both of these teams have a 30% K rate or worse last 500 plate appearances. Both have 14% swinging strike rates or worse, 81% zone contacts or worse, 276 team OBPs or worse. Dear goodness, do not bet on these teams. Just awful. Next up, it's a game to watch. Last piece of the parlay. We're kind of testing fate here, but fortune favors the bold, I guess. It's JP France, on the mound for the Houston Astros, who are still playing for something. I just think France is not any good. Up against my boy, Zach Gallen, last chance to bet on him. Minus 130 favorite at home in the desert. Just to go over the picture one more time. Houston in that last American League wildcard spot. 87 wins. Seattle on the outside with 86. Houston going to be giving it all they got. Making no mistake. Arizona sitting in the second National League wildcard spot with 84 wins. In front of Miami and Chicago, Cincinnati, 82, 82, and 81 respectively. So Arizona also pushing for all. They get this done today, it's probably a lock for them. Tyler says, don't tempt me with a bad time. I love that, man. Well, you know you're getting that. BGC asks if the under props on some of these pitchers haven't adjusted to reduced workloads. Okay, what I think we want to be looking for, BGC, probably out props. I'd be looking at out props. I think strikeout props also. The thing is, you could go out and get, you could strike out 6 A's in a row, and it's like, shit. He gets pulled in the third. You go, oh my God, 9 outs, man. How'd I lose and prop? And that'd be the way. So, also with weather, between weather and this stuff, I think out props is a good place to look. So, give me Gallen. He's been great. And amazing at home. 3.49 ERA on a season, 111 whip. But all the indicators at 3.6, 3.5 in agreement. And he's been amazing at home. We've been betting Gallen at home all season. Sub 600 OPS allowed, 2.4 ERA, 0.66 homer 9. And again, I've had France as our big regression guy for a while. 3.8 ERA, but a 1.4 whip, 5.11 K walk ERA, 5 expected, and 5 Sierra. Yeah, okay. Single-digit KBB, single-digit swinging strike. All the stuff that go after 8 ERA last 40 days with a 5 3/4 Sierra. That's where we want to be. Arizona's going to have to get it done. The Houston offense has been good. Arizona offense has been clicking up with the discipline. And I think, that's the thing we're sinking our teeth into. Now, it's not gross. 260 batting average, 65 runs last 2 weeks. Not bad. But too many ground balls and 97 WRC plus. Houston rocking and rolling on offense, doing the things that they do. So that's the third piece of Les Parlays. You know what they call a parlay in France? Brian Gabriel? Le Parlay, I think. They probably don't. Next up, this is the game to watch, of course. I'm not betting on this one. I'm not sure what kind of edge we got here. And again, you're going to find me being a milk toasty when the playoffs come, though. Jay and I were talking about maybe getting a little more creative. Undercase stuff. We'll get something cool for the playoffs going. Because if not, I'm like a run line guy. I feel like a lot of these games are capped right around even, and that's your best bet. You get the plus 1.5 runs, you're covered for the 50% of outcomes where you win, and then, you're covered for whatever percentage you have as a one-run game. But I think that number is inflated with the playoffs, so, again, it's going to get ready to eat some vanilla ice cream. Nate Eovaldi on a bump for the Walker Texas Rangers, plus 110 dog on the road against Brian Woo! Our boy, love Brian Woo. Eovaldi, it's been a struggle since coming off the IL, and it's hard not to look at that. Everything is red if you're looking at my sheets. 3.25 ERA, 112 whip, 15 KBB, 51 ground ball rate, a lot of stuff that we like. Excellent on the road, sub 3 ERA, half a homer 9 on the road this season, but a 7.4 ERA, 5.5 Sierra, plus 5 xFIP last 40 days. Eovaldi's been a struggle. Again, off the IL, like I mentioned. Let me get the game logger. I got it. Kind of important. I don't remember if he's given us a great one. He really hasn't. And that's been rough. They tried to work him up into viability. Last 2 starts, 5, gave up 3, struck out 3, walked 3 versus Boston. 5, gave up 5, 2 home runs, walked 2, struck out 6 versus Seattle. So it's been a kind of a rough go for Eovaldi. Woo, I have as a positive regression candidate. 4.4 ERA, but a 1.2 whip. 3.4 expected ERA, 25K to only 8 walk. 17 KBB, 12.5 swing strike, 65 first strike, 83 zone contact. I've liked Woo. He's been great at home as well. Good last 40 days. Good metrics on the Saris model. Problem is the Seattle offense has turned into a sellout team which means they're striking out too much. 25.5 K, 14 swinging strike, 80s on contact, not good. But, 46 pull, 42 hard hit. They're doing the things that get the power stroke going. This one's a really tough one. Really, really tough one. Texas bullpen has really struggled. I got to give the edge to Seattle. But again, I don't know. This one's really tough, man. Listen, I'd love to be one of those people. Smash, hammer the smasher. 1,000 goat whale locks. Those people are stupid. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't say they're stupid. It's a different style of content. That's what I'm sorry. That style of content is stupid. The people are being objectively brilliant, right? Smart people do stupid things all the time. But like, if you're seeing me with props that aren't the betting type, like if I'm using sock puppets and stuff, something's horribly wrong. Okay? Something's horribly wrong. So I can't lie to you. I struggle to find edge on these things. You're going to hear a lot of that coming down the pike. Although, again, I shouldn't necessarily say that because we don't know how the pitching matchups are going to go. And we'll dig into expected stats. I've got Seattle by a nose. I wanted to see if they are the plus 1.5. We could toss that in there, Jay, unless you just feel like, if you're not liking it. I don't know what the 3-legger paid out as. Maybe you don't want to even bother because the other legs are near even. So why spoil it with this? But that'd probably be my look, is to get the 1.5. Because though Texas has the upper hand on offense, I don't really believe in the bullpen, and I'm scared of Evalde. If you've been looking at that snazzy app that Jay is flashing, that in fact is BetStamp.app, which I've come to use pretty regularly, and I know other people have. Of course, price matters, right? You and I can have the same betting ticket. But if I'm betting plus 100 and you're betting minus 105 all year, we can have an exact same record, but different PLs. Jay, tell them all about that stuff.
For sure, John, I got you. We feel the easiest way to improve as a sports bettor is to always use multiple sports books and to always get the best odds. The easiest way to do so is to use a odds comparison tool like BetStamp. BetStamp compares odds across every sports book, including games, player props, and futures. Save time and money by downloading the app today. If you're looking to sign up for new sportsbooks, guys, check out that link on screen, betstamp.app/call to the pen. It will take you to a landing page with a bunch of books in your state. And if you sign up through that page, it helps support the show. Now back to John.
Brian E., good to see you. And then integral part of the show, Jay Bird. Thank you for handling the audio stuff, my friend. Everybody needs somebody sometimes, especially me when you're a freaking maniac. You talk too much, you think too fast, and you're always sticking your foot in your mouth. So great to be surrounded by great people like yourself, Mr. Cooper. Bright future in this industry. Last game on the board. It's the Trolley Dodgers and Lance Lynn. I'd be surprised if you're going to get anything out of him. Against Keaton Wynn and the Giants. Again, you cross this one off. The thing we want to leave with us, again, I'm starting to get in that mode of the pitchers that I just want to circle and remember for my deep fantasy drafts. Because those are the pitchers we eyeball first when they come up with the first ones on them, we're the first ones to add them, we're the first ones to bet on them. So Keaton Wynn, actually a bit of an interesting profile here for the Giants. One, we know they've been pretty good developing pitching. That's something that we've spoke about. Just there's a lot of things in the profile that I like. All the way up and down the minor league board, there's not a single double-digit walk rate. I always like that. There are flashes of strikeouts in the high 20s, bordering on 30, swinging strike rates sustained up in the 17s, with ground ball rates near 50. And he's been pretty good in his cup of coffee so far. Granted, the competition's not been the best. But come on, now, that's almost not fair, right? Rookie, not only do you need to beat the best teams when you first come up. So he went 5 against the Padres, gave up none. Struck out 2, walked 1. You like that? Then it was Colorado twice, dominated them. 6 innings, gave up 3, no homers, but 9 strikeouts. Then 4 with Colorado, gave up 3 again. It's in Colorado, 5 strikeouts. So keep an eye on Wynn. Keep an eye on Wynn. The Dodgers are locked and loaded. In the second spot, they cannot catch the Braves for best record. They cannot be caught in the West. So the Dodgers are just chilling. Maybe you'll get an at-bat from all the starts. Maybe not. BGC. You can tell the wheels are turning. Maybe we want to spin that on our hitter props, the under K hitter props on the playoff teams that have nothing to play for. To me, I'm going to, Jay, if I can remember, I want to poke me on that. That feels like a good spot for edge because I think you're going to see guys get pulled. Especially if the score kind of spin. It's almost like no matter what, right? So like a guy like, guys like Betts and Freeman for the Dodgers, how long are you going to see them? I don't know. So it's Keaton Wynn plus 120. Lynn was, I forgot the price, it was minus 145 on the Dodger side. Sorry. There was that foot in mouth. So I'm not bothering with this one. Jay, could you bring up the parlay for me, please? So we got 3 legs. Just smash them. We're on absolute fire right now. Yeah, I know. Too bad they weren't on BetStamp, Jay Bird. We've done really well on those. I'm going to go back and calculate. I think I'm up on the year on those K props. I'm absolutely going to be focusing on them going forward. And in particular, when we go to ABS. Now, granted, we probably could expect the pricing to move when they go to automated system. Who cares? Like, I'm not trying to cheat. Who cares? I'm not trying. I heard that. Somebody was like, oh, but look at the odds. So would you rather get rung up if a freaking nod? Did you see? Oh my God, that shit tilts me out, yo. That's why I have to be careful. I'm one of you, yo. I'm a bettor. I'm a passionate guy, obviously. And though, again, this is one of my favorite lessons, right? Really one of the most important ones. Because people ask me, and I get this a lot from people I care about that know me very well. John, as a crazy person, they're correct. That's also very stringently disciplined. Also very true. That bets every single day. Correct. How do you do it, man? Like, how do you not just lose your mind in the emotional roller coaster? And the answer is easy. Because I do hoot and holler like a freaking maniac, but only while the bet is live. Only while the bet is live. Mental health is very important. Not that we've addressed it directly here, but that's a kind of a secondary benefit to a lot of the stuff we're talking about, right? Because we've addressed sustainability and positive attitudes and how those are the things that help you sustain in a market full of ups and downs. I like to think of it as like a pressure valve. What happens when pressure builds up too much? If there's any parents out there, you might find yourself yelling at a child that doesn't deserve it. Yelling at your wife, your friends that don't deserve it. Yelling at the TV. Do you know what I mean? Avoid the uncontrolled blow up, right? That's what I'm getting at. If you let the pressure build up, you don't control when it comes out or how it comes out. I particularly have to focus on this stuff because, again, I'm like a fringe lunatic. Like I'm not a fake. I think Chad a felony arrest. He was, I think, fall out of his chair, yo. But it's true. I was a bad dude, man. I'm a real one. I'm a real one. I'm one of the real ones, man. Self-made, self-taught, hard like freaking iron, yo. Had to figure this stuff out myself. Self-taught derivatives trader, founded my own derivatives trading company. Since defunct, but still proud. Self-trained professional bettor. Algorithm developer. A lot of emotion in there. I put a lot at stake. And forget the amount of cash that's flowed through this freaking computer screen. So one of the keys to it, meanness, because I shouldn't say hate. It's because I care so much about the analysis that I was going to say I hate when people say, I don't watch the games. How could you possibly think you know as much as I do without watching any of it? I mean, you totally miss an entire layer of context by not watching games. And it's the truth. You need to know the sheeshes, right? Our boy Ian Hartitz at Fantasy Life does excellent football work, but he kind of coined that. It really is impactful and a great way to look at it. And not to go football, but the things that happen on the field that don't come up in the box score that really kind of matter, Getting stopped at the 1, like these guys steps out of bounds and he scored a touchdown or a flag, you know what I mean? It's like, whoa, bad drops and stuff. Bad drop's not in the box score. But if you fully executed and just didn't get that last output, again, we're inputs over outputs. So I will watch games. I will hoot and holler like a freaking animal. But when it's over, you have to unplug. That's the challenge. That's the challenge. It's over. It's over. I've placed 1,000,000 bets. I've yet to get a single cent back on a loser. I mean, how simple as that, yo. That energy is wasted. That energy is wasted. And you say, well, isn't it wasted hooting and hollering during the game? And I say, no, because I'm avoiding the blow up. You understand? Let the steam out. You don't avoid the nuclear explosion. Let it out. Hit the valve. Work the valve. This whole one, I am an emotional stoic. I'm a stone. No, when I tell you I don't care about the bets, I don't care about the outcome. I don't care at all. I joke, I don't care. I've done this for too long. I don't care. Yeah, losing sucks. Winning's great. And what do you hang your head when you win and you're lucky? Oh, I can't believe I won. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve these wins. No one does that. They come through. It's okay. It's all about perspective. Hopefully that was one last really good lesson to help you through football season and the like, because people beat themselves up. They don't know how to act in response to the bet. I think part of betting is about having fun. It's entertaining, yo. So to be like sweating and dying over, I think you should keep a positive attitude. I always think it's more fun to win that way. I also think it's more fun to lose that way, because worrying doesn't really help. We don't throw the ball. We don't swing the bat. We talk about that. What do we do? Control our emotions, control our risk management, control the work ethic and the process and the methodology that gets us there. Come on, man. No days missed. Availability. Feathers in the cap hanging out everywhere when you roll with us. Call to the Pen HQ. That should do it for the 2023 regular season, people. What a whirlwind. We should be back for the playoffs. I'm hoping. I think we're on. I wish Jake could shake the camera like this. It's just, we're going to have something for you. But, man, what a 2023 season. Thank you, everybody. We got the bets into the green. I mean, I know my personal subs ended up doing very well. Like 23 units, which is always lovely over a long season like this to show profits while providing tons of data. Hopefully teaching people something or other, whether it be about betting or life itself, managing your money, handling premiums in an ever-changing market. A lot of stuff going on, man. It's part of why I love this so much. Right? And then there's the game breakdowns. How much do we love the game breakdowns? The bully metrics, baby, right? Man, I am gonna miss this sorely. So, if you've enjoyed us at all, Rich Clark, BGC, Brian E, Tyler C, Frankie A, Player Prop, NBA Prop, Stewie, Mono, Frankie, Maddie, Jay Bird, Alex, Pizza Man, and every other part of the crew, part of the phalanx, with the spear and the shield, ready to defend what means the world to us. Brian Rose, I see you. I see you, my friend. My friend. Can't believe it, man. Let's put a bow on it, everybody. Thanks for picking up what we're putting down here at Call to the Pen HQ. Last chance to smash the like button. Hit the rate, review, subscribe, notifications. There's a trick, but hit the notifications. We won't bother you for a couple months, yo. Season-long work. Everybody, round of applause. My dude, Jason Cooper. Friend to all. Hardest working producer in the game. Great attitude. Man, Jay, one of the better parts of this experience, I would say getting to know you, but it's really been getting to become your friend. People, follow Jay's work. It's good already, getting better every day. I think you're nipping in my bud, man. All right, man, let's do it. Oh, I can't believe it, yo. 125 in a row, baby. 125 in a row. No days missed. You don't think I get sick? I don't have boogers hanging from my face. I don't got young kids and old parents. You know I do. Push through. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. Last piece of advice, maybe the best thing I ever heard. Yo, Irishman I worked with back in the day, Jerry, if you're out there, love you, bro. Love you. He looked at me, he said, Johnny, you gotta go get it. No one is going to give it to you. Go get it. Go. Do you want it? I'm like, yeah. Go get it. Go get it. No one's going to give it to you, people. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the day. When we dump the book, enjoy the pay, yo. 2023 in the books, kiddo. Remember, when you work this hard, it feels a lot less like luck. We love you, yo. Peace out.